Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sangrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabarutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishkam Vidamscha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurum Milidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gaurava Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Gurunsha Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchanda Baranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubharam Madeka Sharanam Nyashishwara Shridaram Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Goratabhishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Madhya-lila chapter 18, the Lord's visit to Sri Vrindaban. And I'll start with verse number 159. Jaiti ek brikatale prabhu sablaya masila savara pata shranti dekhiya. While walking, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, understanding that the others were fatigued, took them all beneath a tree and sat down. Se brikanikate chare bahu gabigan tahadeke Mahaprabhu ulasitaman. There were many cows grazing near that tree, and the Lord was very pleased to see them. Achambite ek gopa bamshi Madhya-lila shuni Mahaprabhu Mahaprema Veshahoila. Suddenly a cowherd boy blew on his flute, and immediately the Lord was struck with ecstatic love. Achaitana hoya Prabhu bhumite parila muke fena pade nashai shvasa ruda hoila. Filled with ecstatic love, the Lord fell to the ground unconscious. He foamed about the mouth, and his breathing stopped. Henakale tahan ashojara dasha aila malecha patana gora hoite utarila. While the Lord was unconscious, 10 cavalry soldiers belonging to the Muslim Pathan military order rode up and dismounted. Prabhure dekhi amalecha koraye bichar ejati pashachila subarna apar. Seeing the Lord unconscious, the soldiers thought, this sannyasi must have possessed a large quantity of gold. Echare batojara dutara kaojana mare dariachi jatir sabha danalaya. These 4 rogues here must have taken away that sannyasi's riches after killing him by making him take the poison dutara. Tabe se patnachari janere bandila katite chahe godiya sabak kapite lagila. Thinking this, the Pathan soldiers arrested the 4 persons and decided to kill them. Because of this, the 2 Bengalis began to tremble. The 4 persons were Balabhadra Bhattacharya, his assistant Brahmin, Rajaputra Krishnadas, and the Sanodi of Brahmin devotee of Madhavendra Puri. Krishnadas Rajaputa nirvai ebara se vipra nirvai se muke boradada. The devotee Krishnadas, who belonged to the Rajaputa race, was very fearless. A Sanodiya Brahmin was also fearless, and he spoke very bravely. Biprakohe patana tomar patsara dohai chalatumiyami shikdara pashajai. The Brahmin said, "You Pathan soldiers are under the protection of your king. Let us go to your commander and get his decision." Ejati amar guru ami matura brahmana patsara age ache mora shatajan. This sannyasi is my spiritual master, and I am from Mathura. I'm a Brahmin, and I know many people who are in the service of the Muslim king. Ayati vyarite kabu hoyena murchita abane chaitana paibe hoibe samvita. This sannyasi sometimes falls unconscious due to the influence of a disease. Please sit down here and you will see that he will very soon regain consciousness in his normal condition. Kaneka ihan vaishab bande rakaha sabare ihake puchiya tabe maria sabare. Sit down here for a while and keep us all under arrest. When the sannyasi regains his senses, you can question him. Then if you like, you can kill us all. Patana kohe tumi paschima mathura duijan Gaudiya tak e kape duijan. The Pathan soldiers said, "You are all rogues. One of you belongs to the western lands, one to the district of Mathura, and the other two, who are trembling, belong to Bengal." Krishnadas kohe amar gora e grame dui shata turki ache shateka kamane. Rajaput Krishnadas said, "I have my home here, and I also have about 200 Turkish soldiers and about 100 cannons. Ekane ashibe sab ami jari bhukari gora pida lute labe toma sabmari." If I call loudly, they will come immediately to kill you and plunder your horses and saddles. Gaudiya badapada nahe tume batapad tirtabase luta ana chahamaribar. The Bengali pilgrims are not rogues. You are rogues, for you want to kill the pilgrims and plunder them. Shuniya patana mane sankucha hoila hinakali Mahaprabhu Chaitanya paila. Upon hearing this challenge, the Pathan soldiers became hesitant. Then suddenly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regained consciousness. Hunkara koriya ute bole hari hari Premaveshe nritya kore urdhva bahu kori. Coming to his senses, the Lord very loudly began chanting the holy name. Hari, Hari! The Lord raised his arms upward and began to dance in ecstatic love. Premaveshe Prabhu Chabe Korana Chitkar Molechera Ridoye Jena Lage Sheladar. When the Lord shouted very loudly in ecstatic love, it appeared to the Muslim soldiers that their hearts were struck by thunderbolts, by lightning. Bayapaya Molecha Chari Dila Charijan Prabhuna Dekila Nija Ganera Bandhan. Seized by fear, all the Pathan soldiers immediately released the four persons. Thus Mahaprabhu did not see his personal associates arrested. Bhattacharya se Prabhure Dori Basaila Mulechagan Deki Mahaprabhur Baya Hoila. At that time, Balabhadra Bhattacharya went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and made him sit down. Seeing the Muslim soldiers, the Lord regained his normal senses. Mulechagana Ashe Prabhur Bandila Charan Prabhuage Kohe Ek Tak Charijan. All the Muslim soldiers then came before the Lord, worshipped his lotus feet, and said, "Here are four rogues. Echari mili tomai dutara kaujana tomaradana loila tomai pagala Korea. These rogues have made you take duta. Having made you mad, they have taken all your possessions. Prabhu Kohen taknahe mora sangijan. Bhikkhuka sannyasi mora nahi kachudan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, these are not rogues, they are my associates. Being a sannyasi beggar, I do not possess anything. Mrigi vyadite ami kabu hoi achetan echari daya kori korana palan. Due to epilepsy, I sometimes fall unconscious. Out of their mercy, these 4 men maintain me. Se molecha madhye ek paramagambir kalambastra parise lokinahe pir. Among the Muslims, there was a great person who was wearing a black dress. People called him a saintly person. Chitta arda hoila tara prabhure dekiya nirvishesh brahma stape swashastra uttaya. The heart of that saintly person softened upon seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to talk to him and establish impersonal Brahman on the basis of his own scripture, the Koran. Advaita Brahmavad se Korila Stapan Tarashastra Jukte Tare Prabhu Koila Kandan. When that person tried to establish the impersonal Brahman conception of the absolute truth on the basis of the Koran, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refuted his argument. Jai Kohila Prabhu Shakali Kandila Uttarana Ashe Muke Mahas Staba Hoila. Whatever arguments he put forward, the Lord refuted them all. Finally, the person became stunned and could not speak. Prabhu kohe tomar shastra stape nirvisheshe tahakandi sabishesha stapi jachesheshe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the Koran certainly establishes impersonalism, but at the end it refutes that impersonalism and establishes the personal God. Tomara shastre kohe seshi ekayi ishwar Sarva Ishvarya Purna Teho Shama Kolebar. The Quran accepts the fact that ultimately there is only one God. He is full of opulence and his bodily complexion is blackish. Satchidananda Deho Purna Brahma Swapana. Satchidananda Deho Purna Brahma Swarupa Sarvatma Sarvagya Nitya Sarvadi Swarupa. According to the Koran, the Lord has a supreme, blissful, transcendental body. He is the absolute truth, the all-pervading, omniscient, and eternal being, and he is the origin of everything. According to the Koran, the Lord has a supreme, blissful, transcendental body. He is the absolute truth, the all-pervading, omniscient, and eternal being. He is the origin of everything. Shrististiti pralay taha hoite hoi stula shukma jagatera tehos samashroy. Creation, maintenance, and dissolution come from him. He is the original shelter of all gross and subtle cosmic manifestations. Sarvashrestha Sarvaradya Karanera Karan Tarabhakte Hoy Jiver Samsara Taran. The Lord is the supreme truth, worshipable by everyone. He is the cause of all causes. By engaging in his devotional service, the living entity is relieved from material existence. Tara Seva Bina Jiver Na Jai Samsar Tahara Charane Priti Purushartasar. No conditioned soul can get out of material bondage without serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Love at his lotus feet is the ultimate goal of life. Mukare Ananda Jar Nahi Ekan Purnananda Praptitara Charana Seban. The happiness of liberation, whereby one merges into the Lord's existence, cannot even be compared to a fragment of the transcendental bliss obtained by service unto the Lord's lotus feet. Karma Gyan Joga Age Koriya Stapan Sabkhande Stape Ishwara Tahara Seban. In the Koran there are descriptions of fruitive activity, speculative knowledge, mystic power, and union with the Supreme. But ultimately all this is refuted and the Lord's personal feature established along with his devotional service. Tomara Pandita Sabar Nahi Shastra Gyan Purva Para Bidi Madhye Para Balabhadra. The scholars of the Koran are not very advanced in knowledge. Although there are many methods prescribed, they do not know that the ultimate conclusion should be considered the most powerful. Nija Shastra Deki Tumi Bichar Korea Kilikiache Sheshe Kohe Nirnoya Korea. Sing your own Koran and deliberating over what is written there. What is your conclusion? Mulecha Kohe Jay Koha Se Satya Hoy Shastra Likiache Ka Keho Loitena Parai. The saintly Muslim replied, all that you have said is true. This has certainly been written in the Koran, but our scholars can neither understand nor accept it. Nirvishesh Goshai Loya Korana Byakyan Sakara Gosai Seva Karona. Usually they describe the Lord's impersonal aspect, but they hardly know about the Lord's that the Lord's personal feature is worshipable. They are undoubtedly lacking this knowledge. Seta Gosai Tumi Sakarishwar More Kripa Koramui Ajogya Pamar. Since you are that very supreme personality of Godhead himself, please be merciful upon me. I am fallen and unfit. Aneka dekinu mui mulecha shastra hoite sadya sarana bastu nari nirdarite. I have studied the Muslim scripture very extensively, but I know it. I have studied the Muslim scripture very extensively, but from it I cannot conclusively decide what the ultimate goal of life is or how I can approach it. Tomadeki Jiva Mora Bole Krishna Nam Amibora Gyani E Gela Abhiman. Now that I've seen you, my tongue is chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. The false prestige I felt from being a learned scholar is now gone. Kripa Kore Bo More Sadya Sarane Eta Bole Pare Mahaprabhu Charane. Saying this, the saintly Muslim, fell at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and requested him to speak of life's ultimate goal and the process by which it could be obtained. Prabhu Kohe Utta Krishna Nama Tumi Loila Koti Janmera Pap Gela Pavitra Hoila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please get up. You have chanted the holy name of Krishna. Therefore, the sinful reactions you have accrued for many millions of lives are now gone. You are now pure. Krishna Kaha, Koila Upadesh, Sabe Krishna Kohe Sabar Hoila Premabesh. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told all the Muslims there, chant the holy name of Krishna, chant the holy name of Krishna. As they all began to chant, they were overwhelmed by ecstatic love. Ramadas Bole Prabhu Tara Koila Nam Hara Ek Patana Tara Nama Vijuli Khan. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly initiated the saintly Muslim by advising him to chant the holy name of Krishna. The Muslim's name was changed to Ramadas. Another Pathan Muslim present there was named Vijuli Khan. Apavaya Satara Rajara Kumar Ramadas Adi Pathan Chakara Tahar. Vijuli Khan was very young, and he was the son of the king. All the other Muslims were Pathanas, headed by Ramadas, were his servants. Krishna Boli Pade Se Mahaprabhu Pai Prabhu Sri Charanadila Tahara Matai. Vijuli Khan also fell down at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord placed his foot on his head. Tasavare Kripakore Prabhu Tachalila Seta Patanasab Vairage Hoila. After bestowing his mercy upon them in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. All those Pathan Muslims then became mendicants. Patana Vaishnava Boli Hoila Tara Kyati Sarvatra Kohiya Bole Mahaprabhu Hakirti. Later, these very Pathanas became celebrated as the Patana Vaishnavas. They toured all over the country and chanted the glorious activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Say Vijuli Khan Hoila Mahabhagavat Sarva Tirte Hoila Tara Parama Mahatva. Vijuli Khan became a greatly advanced devotee, and his importance was celebrated at every holy place of pilgrimage. Aichi Lila Kore Prabhu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Paschime Asiya Koila Javanadi Danya. In this way, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes. Coming to the western part of India, he bestowed good fortune upon the Yavanas and Mlechas. The word Yavana means meat eater. Anyone from a meat-eating community is called a Yavana. One who does not strictly observe the Vedic regulatory principles is called a Mlecha. Particularly in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the word Mlecha is also used for Muslims. These words do not refer to any particular man. Even if a person is born in a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra family, he is a Mlecha or Yavana if he does not strictly follow the regular principles or if he eats meat. Sora Ketre Ase Prabhu Koila Ganga Snan Ganga Tira Pate Koila Prayage Prayan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next went to a holy place of pilgrimage called Sorochetra. He took his bath in the Ganges there and started for Prayag on the path along the bank of the Ganges. On the path along the banks of the Ganges. Say Bipre Krishnadas Prabhu Vidai Jarahate Duijan Kahite Lagila. At Sorochetra, the Lord requested the son of the Brahman and Rajaputa Krishnadas to return home. But with folded hands, they began to speak as follows. Prayaga Parjanta Duhe Toma Sangejab Tomarach Charana Sangha Puna Kahan Pam. They prayed, let us go to Prayag with you. If we do not go, when shall we again get the association of your lotus feet? Mulecha Desh Keho Kahan Koraye Utpat Bhattacharya Pandita Kohite Na Janera Bhat. This country is mainly occupied by Muslims. At any place, someone can create a disturbance, and although your companion, Balabhadra Bhattacharya is a learned scholar. He does not know how to speak the local language. Shuni Mahaprabhu Ishad Hasite Lagila Se Duijan Prabhur Sange Chali Aila. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted their proposal by smiling mildly. Thus, these two persons continued to accompany him. Jai Jai Jan Prabhur Piladarshan Se Preme Matahoy Kore Krishna Sankirtan. Whoever got to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel himself overwhelmed with ecstatic love and would begin to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Tara Sange Anjonye Tara Sangean Emata Vaishnava Koila Sab Deshagram. Whoever met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became a Vaishnava, and whoever met that Vaishnava also became a Vaishnava. In this way, all the towns and villages became Vaishnava one after the other. Dakina Jaite Jaiche Shakti Prakashila Se Mata Paschima Desh Preme Basaila. Just as the Lord inundated South India on his tour there, he also inundated the western part of the country with love of Godhead. Emata Chali Prabhu Prayaga Aila Dashadin Trivenite Makara Snana Koila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at Prayag and for 10 successive days bathed in the confluence of the rivers Jamuna and Ganges during the festival of Makara Sankranti, Magh Mela. Actually, the word Triveni indicates the confluence of 3 rivers, namely the Ganges, Jamuna, and Saraswati. Presently, the Saraswati River is not visible, but the river Ganges and the river Jamuna merge at Allahabad. So this area is called Prayag. Vrindamana Gamana Prabhu Charitra Ananta Sahasrabhana Jara Nahipana Anta. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's visit to Vrindaban and his activities there are unlimited. Even Lord Sesha, who has thousands of hoods, cannot reach the end of his activities. Tahake kohite pare kudra jiva haya digdarshan koilun mui sutra korea. What ordinary living being can describe the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I have only indicated the general directions. What ordinary living being can describe the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I've only indicated the general direction in the form of a summary. Alokika Lila Prabhur Alokika Riti Shuni Leo Bhagya Hinerna Hoy Pratiti. The pastimes and methods of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are uncommon. Unfortunate is he who cannot believe even after hearing all these things. Adyopanta Chaitanya Lila Alokika Jan Shradakori Shuna Iha Satya Koriman. From beginning to end, the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are uncommon. Just hear them with faith and accept them as true and correct. Je tarka kori. From beginning to end, the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are uncommon. Just hear them with faith and accept them as true and correct. Je tarka kori ihan se murkaraj apanara munde se apani padebaj. Whoever argues about this is a great fool. He intentionally and personally brings a thunderbolt down upon his head. Say, whoever argues about this is called a Morkaraj, king of the fools. He intentionally and personally brings a thunderbolt down upon his head. Chaitanya Charitamrita Amritera Sindhu Jagananande Basai Jara Ek Bindu. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are an ocean of nectar. Even a drop of this ocean can inundate the whole world with transcendental bliss. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Parichara Ash Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila, 18th chapter, describing the Lord's visit to Sri Vrindaban and his conversation and his conversion of the Muslim soldiers on the way to Prayag. Thus then the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila, 18th chapter, describing the Lord's visit to Sri Vrindaban and his conversion of the Muslim soldiers on the way to Prayag. Okay. Hari Haraye Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama
Hari Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Janardan Shivasari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rup Sanatan Bhakta Jet Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Yaoite Vignana Shabishta Puran H.I. Gosai Charmui Taradar Sabar Padarenu Mora Panchagar Krishna Nitya-lila Korila Prakar Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriya Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamodas Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridharaju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehru Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Paravajaka Tatara Sadashri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Tatara Sadashri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Marga Ki Jai. Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath, Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Brahmsigo, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai. Srila Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishwavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusha Mashra Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Kuladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Sri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Sri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan. Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Madam Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Vishnu Vasila Kipan Janardan Maharaj Ki